Your feet have been trying to tell you something for years. Not about diabetes, about what is missing from your plate, and what that missing thing has been doing to your circulation and your nerves, silently, every single day. You wake up at 3 in the morning, and your toes are cold. Not the room, your toes. The soles of your feet tingle like static. You wait for it to pass. It used to pass faster. Now, it lingers. Every doctor you have seen has told you the same thing. Drink more water. Walk more. Watch your sugar. And maybe gently that this is what getting older feels like. By the end of this conversation, I am going to show you the one mineral that affects all 3 of the most common lower leg symptoms at once: cold feet, tingling, and swelling. And why the form most seniors are already taking does almost nothing for their legs after 60. Stay with me. That answer changes everything. Because here is what most seniors are told: that these changes are either early signs of a blood sugar problem or simply what aging feels like. However, research from the National Institutes of Health now shows that 3 specific mineral deficiencies that have nothing to do with your age and everything to do with what is missing from your meals, are directly responsible for the nerve damage and the circulation loss you are already feeling in your lower legs. That is not a theory. That is a mechanism. If you have been blaming yourself for any of this, stop right now. This was never about willpower. You were working with half the information. The system was not trying to hurt you. It just has not caught up to what we now know about how your body changes after 60. You deserve the update. My name is Dr. David Collin. I specialize in leg and lower body health through foods and supplements for adults 60 and older. After 60, everything changes, and most people are not told why. This is for educational purposes only. Always discuss any changes to your diet or supplements with your own doctor, especially if you are on medication. I want you to take this information to your doctor, not instead of them, with them. The system that is failing you is not your doctor personally. It is a nutritional framework built for a 40-year-old body, never updated for what happens to mineral absorption and nerve tissue after 60. Every year, these 3 minerals stay depleted. The circulation to your lower legs narrows a little further. The nerve coating thins a little more. The window to address it with food gets a little smaller. This information exists. The research exists. The foods exist. The only thing missing was knowing where to look. By the time I am done here, you are going to know exactly which 3 minerals your lower body is starving for, which foods deliver them in a form your body can still use after 60, and which supplement form is wasting your money right now. The first mineral is magnesium, not just in general, for your legs, specifically. Magnesium is required for nerve signal transmission. Without enough of it, the electrical signals traveling down the longest nerve pathways in your body, the ones that run into your calves and your feet, start to misfire. They fire when they should not. They fail to fire when they should. That misfiring is what you feel. The tingling, the burning at night, the numb patches on the soles. That is not your imagination. That is a broken electrical feed. Stop. This is the part most people miss. Magnesium does not just relax muscles, it is the signal carrier. Without it, your nerve endings are receiving a broken feed. You can stretch your calves every morning for a year. If the signal is broken, the stretching cannot repair it. A 2022 study in the journal Nutrients found that adults over 60 have significantly lower serum magnesium levels than younger adults, driven by reduced absorption and increased renal excretion. The study identified lower extremity symptoms, cramping, tingling, cold sensitivity, as the most consistently reported signs of that depletion. And here is where it compounds. Magnesium deficiency also stiffens the smooth muscle in your arteries, specifically the small vessels carrying warm blood into your feet and calves. When those vessels stiffen, blood flow slows. Your feet go cold. That is not aging. That is a mineral your body stopped getting. and the right food can change that. Margaret is 68, lives in Asheville, North Carolina. For almost 4 years, her husband would hear her wake up at 2 in the morning, gasping, grabbing her calf, trying not to cry. She had tried the tonic water. She had tried the pickle juice. When she added magnesium glycinate before bed, within 9 nights, the cramps dropped from 5 a week down to 1. She told her daughter on the phone, "I did not know it was allowed to be this simple." What happened for Margaret can happen for you. Your body was always going to respond. It was just waiting on the right input. The 3 best food sources for magnesium in adults over 60. Pumpkin seeds, 1 ounce, 156 milligrams. One of the highest bioavailability sources available. Cooked spinach, 1 cup, over 150 milligrams. Cooking breaks down the oxalate barrier that blocks absorption from raw greens. Black beans, half a cup, 60 milligrams alongside fiber that slows glucose at the same meal. 3 foods, any grocery store, now. There is a reason this has gotten worse in the last 3 years, and it has very little to do with how much magnesium you are taking. It has to do with something you are doing every single evening without knowing. Stay with me. The second mineral is potassium. Your body manages fluid balance through a potassium-sodium ratio. When sodium is high and potassium is low, which is the standard state of most seniors on a typical American diet, fluid accumulates in the lowest part of your body. The feet, the ankles, the calves, the sock mark. You know the one, that indentation in your skin where the elastic was. That mark is your potassium telling you something. A 2020 review in the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition found that higher dietary potassium intake was significantly associated with reduced lower extremity edema in adults over 60. Independent of sodium reduction, potassium has a direct vasodilatory effect on peripheral blood vessels when daily intake exceeds 3,500 milligrams. And here is what compounds this. Thiazide diuretics, the medications most commonly prescribed for blood pressure in this age group, actively deplete both potassium and magnesium at the same time. Your doctor prescribes a medication to protect your heart. That medication quietly removes the 2 minerals your legs depend on most. Your legs pay the cost, and no one explains the trade. This is fixable, but you need to know it is happening first. Most seniors never connect this to that. Today, you will. The most potassium-dense foods. White beans, 1 cup, over 1,000 milligrams, more than double a banana, with fiber and magnesium in the same serving. Avocado, 1 whole, 975 milligrams, plus healthy fats your blood vessel walls need. Cooked beets, 1 cup, 518 milligrams, alongside dietary nitrates that widen the blood vessels feeding your lower legs. The beet nitrate part is important. I will come back to it. I want you to drop a letter in the comments right now if you have been taking magnesium and your leg cramps, cold feet, or foot tingling have not improved. Drop the letter A. If you have never tried magnesium for your legs and this is the first time hearing about the connection, drop the letter B. I read every single comment personally. Your answer tells me exactly which part of this video matters most to you. Let me know below. And now, there is one thing I have not told you yet. The single piece that changes how all of this fits together. Once you see it, the question stops being which mineral and becomes something else entirely. Here is the part that changes everything you have heard so far. You may already know that B12 is important for nerve health. What almost no one has been told is what happens to B12 absorption after 60, and why the number on your supplement bottle means almost nothing if your stomach cannot extract it anymore. Your stomach produces a protein called intrinsic factor. That protein is what allows B12 to pass through your intestinal wall. After 60, especially after 70. Intrinsic factor production drops significantly. A senior taking a standard oral B12 tablet may be absorbing less than 20% of the dose on the label. The bottle says 1,000 micrograms. Their nerves are receiving 180. That is the gap. That is why the supplement is not working. B12 maintains the myelin sheath, the protective coating around your nerve fibers. In your lower legs, where the longest nerves in your body run, B12 insufficiency looks exactly like what most seniors describe. Tingling that comes and goes, burning on the soles at night, numbness in the toes that no one can explain. The symptom is in your feet. The cause is up in your stomach. A 2023 study in the Journal of the American Geriatric Society found that B12 insufficiency in adults over 65 was significantly underdiagnosed. Because the standard test measures total B12, not the active fraction reaching your nerve tissue. Lower extremity neuropathy symptoms were present in patients whose levels were technically normal on paper. I want you to hear this carefully. A normal B12 blood test does not tell your doctor whether your nerve tissue is receiving enough B12. Most doctors never explain this. If your feet have been tingling for years and your B12 has been normal the whole time, this is the conversation you need to have. I am telling you this because nobody else in this space will. Here is the beet nitrate piece I promised. Dietary nitrates from beets and dark leafy greens are converted by your body into nitric oxide. Nitric oxide tells the smooth muscle walls of your blood vessels to relax and widen. In the peripheral vessels feeding your lower legs, the ones that have been narrowing from mineral depletion for years. Dietary nitrates give you a vasodilation effect that walking alone cannot replicate. Food does this. The right food in the right form. Most seniors manage one piece. They take the magnesium or they cut the salt, but they miss the absorption story. And that is exactly why the problem keeps coming back. Once you understand that your body has been trying to maintain circulation with 3 minerals it can no longer absorb properly, the question stops being, am I doing enough? The question becomes, am I doing it in a form my body can still use? There are 3 things I want you to start this week. The first, replace any magnesium oxide supplement you are currently taking with magnesium glycinate. Magnesium oxide needs high stomach acid to dissolve. After 60, stomach acid production drops by 20 to 30%. The magnesium oxide is going through you, not into you. Magnesium glycinate does not need that acid. Research suggests it is the most bioavailable oral form for adults over 60. Discuss the right amount with your doctor. The second, add one of these 3 foods to at least 2 meals per day. Cooked spinach, pumpkin seeds, or white beans. Magnesium and potassium in the same serving. In a food your body actually recognizes. This is not a diet change. This is 2 meals a day with 1 extra ingredient. The third, ask your doctor specifically for a methylmalonic acid test alongside your standard B12 check. The standard test will not catch B12 insufficiency at the tissue level. The methylmalonic acid test will. Write it down. Take it to your appointment. Methylmalonic acid test in addition to B12. That sentence may change the next 10 years of your lower body health. Before I let you go, there is one more thing, and this might be the most important part of everything I have said today. Tens of millions of seniors take a thiazide diuretic every day, prescribed for blood pressure and fluid management. That medication actively depletes both magnesium and potassium at the same time. Check your prescription label. If you see hydrochlorothiazide or chlorthalidone, you need to discuss mineral repression with your doctor specifically, because that medication may be the reason your legs are not responding to the dietary changes you have already tried. It is not a failure of effort. It is a mineral drain your body cannot outpace without targeted support, and no one warned you until today. Now you know the 3 minerals, the foods, the supplement form that actually absorbs after 60. and the medication interaction most seniors are never warned about. That is the complete picture, and the one you were owed a long time ago. Now that you know what your lower body needs, there is something else happening after 60 that makes everything I just told you significantly less effective, unless you also address it. It has nothing to do with what you eat. It has to do with the lymph fluid pooling in your ankles every single day. And most seniors are doing the wrong thing about it right now. I cover exactly that in the next video.